Is it permissible to participate in competitions that have an entrance fee and a prize? If so, why is this not a form of gambling?
وما أرسلنا من قبلك إلا رجالا نوحي إليهم فاسألوا أهل الذكر إن كنتم لا تعلمون.
So there's a competition and you have to pay $10 to participate, and the winning prize is $1,000. The brother is saying, can I participate? Or, it's very common, a corporation has a fancy car for sale, not for sale, for prize. And they say $20 coupon. $20, you get the coupon. And we're going to pull that one, and whoever gets that will get the car. Okay? So you're paying some money, and the goal is to get something more back. Now, scenario B, the car, everybody here knows this is what? Gambling. The question is about scenario A. And he is saying, why is not scenario A the same as scenario B? That's the question. Is it halal? If it is, why isn't this like gambling? You're paying the $10 entrance fee, and we want to win first prize, which is $500, $1,000. Or an Umrah trip, and it's only $10 fee, and the Umrah trip is $2,000. Why isn't that a type of gambling? So, very good question. And I don't even think the questioner realizes actually that how complicated this question is. And I kid you not, I have in my library 3 specific monographs and PhDs written about this dissertation. It's not an easy topic. Entire books written about the fiqh rulings about participating in competitions. It's not a simple answer. You have, as is to be expected, a whole spectrum of opinion. Everybody agrees that if you purchase a ticket that is valueless in order to gain something valuable, this is gambling. Everybody agrees. This is ijma' on this point. And Allah says in the Quran, Surah Ma'idah, verse 91, يا أيها الذين آمنوا إنما الخمر والميسر والأنصاب والأزلام رجس من عمل الشيطان. O you who believe, alcohol and gambling are filth from shaitan. And Allah says, Allah says, shaitan wants to cause enmity between you two via gambling and via alcohol. That إنما يريد الشيطان أن يوقع بينكم العداوة والبغضاء في الخمر والميسر ويصدكم عن ذكر الله وعن الصلاة. And shaitan wants you to not worship Allah via gambling and via khamr. So will you not pay attention? And Ibn Abbas said, in the days of Jahiliyyah, a man would have a bet with another man with something of his valuables or his property or even sometimes his family. And whoever won, they would hand the other, the item that they had bet or they had lost, right? Whoever won would be handed over. So this is something Allah forbade. And that is why unanimous consensus of all the madhahib, any type of lottery system in which you pay money for something that has no value to have the chance to gain something that has value, this is haram. Now, this is a lottery ticket. There are, after this, the controversial areas. What if you don't buy anything and it's an open competition? Okay? Open competition. You're not paying any money and it's just an open competition. For example, you want to go grocery shopping and the grocery shopping has whoever is the 1,000th person who comes in today will win $100 card. Did you spend any money? No, you're just walking in and you're just going shopping. In this case, it is not lottery because you're not spending any money. This is a gift that they're doing to advertise their business, and that gift, they can do whatever gift they want. You are not spending any money. If you're not spending money, it's not an issue. What if you spend money for an item, but the item has a coupon in it? For example, when we were children, I would love to buy cereals that have the coupons, or not the coupons, what do you call it? Box tops, whatever, right? Or sometimes the can, right? If you have when I remember once the question was asked to me in Canada, I was teaching a class, and their famous brand Tim Hortons, which by the way for the record is not coffee, but that's besides the point. All the Canadian people watching are going to be boycotting me after this, but that's just colored water, that's not coffee. But anyway, I love Canadians, but Tim Hortons is not coffee. So Tim Hortons, they had the very big deal going on, and I was asked this question in class, that they had thousands of prizes. If you purchase the coffee, you unroll the cup, $1 million. A car, a house. I mean, Tim Hortons is a multi-billion-dollar corporation. They were giving prizes after prizes, right? So the question was, well, for some weird reason, they like that brand. So everybody's drinking Tim Hortons. And a Muslim brother won something. A Muslim brother won something. So is this halal? The response, this is a gray area. The majority of ulama of our time say, listen to this. If the goal and the intention was you're purchasing the product for the product, and the product is being advertised at the same price, everybody knows it's the same coffee, and your niyyah, and Allah knows your niyyah, is that you want to drink the coffee, you want to get the cereal box, you want to do whatever. And if this comes as a secondary thing, not the primary, then it is permissible, because your goal was not to purchase the coffee for the rare chance of getting the $1 million. Your goal was to get the coffee drink. Okay? So, in this case, the niyyah does count. And our Shaykh Ibn Uthaymeen also said, and the corporation should not increase the price to demonstrate that there's an extra fare. If you want to participate, you pay more. There should be the same price. So, the coffee is for $1.50. And then they advertise, okay, anybody who buys, you have the chance in $1 million to get $1 million, the coffee should still be $1.50. You should not have, if you want to participate, then you have to pay the $2 coffee. You get the point. Should be the same price, and the niyyah should be, I want to purchase for the sake of that. In this case, because this is an incentive that people should be buying, but it's not lottery per se. There is a position that says lottery, and that's fine, but the majority of scholars of our time say this would not be considered to be a lottery. Jayyid. The third and final scenario, which is what he is saying. What if it's not pure luck, but some skills? That's what he is saying, competition. What if it's a competition? And this is really the meat of the matter. This is where the controversy occurs amongst the classical fuqaha. I'm going to summarize. Believe it or not, it's not that simple. Why? Because hadith in Abu Dawood, our Prophet ﷺ said, there should be no competition except in arrows and horses and camels. I'm paraphrasing. لا سبق إلا في نصل أو خف أو حافر. Authentic hadith in Abu Dawood. Now what does it mean there should be no competition? Everybody understands this means there should be no money for competition. Obviously, I can have a competition for anything. Who has the cleanest house? Okay, who has the whatever. Here, what is being talked about is gambling money. You know, the horse gambling, whatnot. There should be no competition for money except in these three things. Now, what does this mean? If there is to be money, then it is allowed to have monetary competitions for arrows, for horses, and for camels. Can anybody guess why? These three are allowed, firstly, before we get to exceptions. Because all three are, let's just say, defense mechanisms. Let's just say this is a legitimate struggle. And there are times when one needs to struggle to protect one's family and honor. And so these three things are defense mechanisms, okay? So because of this, the Sharia has allowed, go ahead and encourage the people. Let them aim better, right? Let them train their horses. We want to encourage this. Why? So because when there's $1,000 prize, right? And whoever has the fastest horse, what's going to happen? 100 people will train their horses, okay? And even if one wins the prize, the other 99, if there is ever a struggle, they can struggle along with those who struggle, okay? So the ummah benefits. Therefore, our Prophet is saying, if there must be a competition, do it for these types of things, okay? Now, does this mean that everybody can then pay $100 and one person wins the $1,000 prize, or $10 the $1,000? This is where the controversy occurs. The majority opinion is as follows. If the money comes from a third party, then everything is legit and halal. The ruler says $1,000, or a corporation says these are the top 1, 2, 3, and the people are free of charge, no problem. This is the majority opinion. For any competition, no problem. Because you're not the one paying, as we said. So if a third party gives the money, no problem, whatever the competition. But the majority interpret this hadith. If you're going to pay an amount, then the only scenario that this is allowed are these three. Do you understand? And by the way, whatever I'm saying, there's always other opinions. I'm just giving you the default so that we understand the concept. This is a position. This is Ibn Taymiyyah's position. It is the position of the Hanafi school and others madhabs as well. That if you're going to pay fees and participate, it had better be for defense mechanisms, okay? For something that is mutually beneficial for the ummah, and not something that is not mutually beneficial. In that case, only if the money is third party is it halal. You cannot pay money to participate in that. Do you understand this, right? Okay. The other madhab said, if you are paying your money, it is only halal if some people are also participating who are not paying money. In which case, then it's not gambling. Where do they get this from? Hadith is in Abu Dawood. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Man adkhala farasan bayna farasain, wa huwa la yu'manu an yusbaq, falaysa biqimar." Whoever adds another horse to the two horses that are racing, and there is no guarantee that that horse might win or lose, i.e., so two people have put the money. Two people have put $100, $100, and they say, whoever wins will get the 200. Is that clear? Right? The Prophet said, if a third horse comes in without any money, and the horse is the similar speed as the others, you don't bring a old horse, you don't bring a lame horse, you don't bring a blind horse, similar, then in that case, it is not gambling. Even if they put their own money, and then another person comes. So, what this means, the safer opinion is as follows, and this is the majority opinion. Islamic competitions are the same ruling as these three because it benefits the ummah. Whoever memorizes the Quran first, whoever answers all of these questions of the Hadith Nawawi quiz first, okay? Whoever does the fiqh exam and scores the highest grade. Now, guys, understand me. If the money comes from the masjid, haram or halal? 100% halal. If the money comes from a third party, 100% halal. We are talking about if the students have to pay money. This is the whole scenario of potential gambling. The majority opinion is as follows. It is not allowed to hold such a competition where everybody pays $10, and from that money, you have the first prize is 1,000, the second prize is 500, unless you bring in 1 or 2 or 3 other students who are equally qualified and who what? Who don't pay any fees. Okay, this is the majority opinion. Now, Ibn Taymiyyah, Ibn al-Qayyim, and even the Hanafi madhab, they disagreed and they said, no, this other hadith, they interpreted in a bit of a complicated stretch, we're not going to go into it. They basically said, no, it is allowed when there is maslahah for the ummah. It is allowed for everybody to be equally participating with money because the goal is to incentivize the ummah. And they used the first hadith, which is there is no competition except in these three. And they said the whole point of the competition is what? Is to bring in money. And some of them consider the other hadith to be weak, and others said it is abrogated, and others brought their interpretation. The bottom line, and with this we conclude inshaAllah. Inshallah, it is permissible to have an Islamic competition that benefits the ummah in any area that the ummah collectively benefits from, where students or participants put in a fee, and that fee is used for the grand prize. However, to get out of the khilaf, Ibn Taymiyyah said it's halal. Ibn Qayyim said, to get out of the khilaf, it would always be wise to bring in 1 or 2 students who don't pay anything. And maybe a lottery system can, everybody pays, then one person you just pull out and say, okay, you get a free one. You just, maybe this way, so that you follow the safer opinion and say, okay, now this is not lottery or gambling, because there are some people, or even one person, but as long as they're all equally coming in, you haven't hedged the bets yourself. You haven't yourself structured it that, okay, the weakest student doesn't pay. No, not like that. Everybody should come equally. Then one or two should not pay. Then it is out of the khilaf and all the madhab would allow. Nonetheless, if the structure is not like that, then Ibn Qayyim has a long passage in his book Kitab al-Furusiyya, which is a book about, it actually mentions about these types of things, horse rearing or whatnot, and he says it's completely halal. You're allowed to do this because it benefits the ummah and because of the hadith, and Allah Azza wa Jal knows best. And
لا يزال الخير حيا لا يزال إن في الدنيا سلاما وظلال أخبر الأيام أنها في وصال قم بنا وانظر لآيات الجمال قم بنا وانظر لآيات الجمال